All right, welcome to podcast number 2 for 2019.
Week 2. Now we've got a bit of something to talk about the real stuff. Season underway, which is pretty good.
Sitting up nice and straight this week, not being the hydraulic experts, back here.
We might get a bit gangster later, but that's all right.
We'll relax into it. Right, round 1 under the belt.
Good start. Some
busy weekend.
It's a bit crazy. You asked everybody to register. A lot of them did at about sort of
10 minutes before the
15
game
on Saturday afternoon, which is great. That's all right though. At least they got in before.
Yeah, get the registrations in and done. Yeah.
Bit of a busy morning though, but great to see everybody out and about playing some good rugby.
And equally to all those administrators out there who were using the new Rugby Explorer platforms for scoring and things like that. Well done overall. Everyone took it in their stride, and there's a few little hiccups and things like that, but nothing we couldn't work through. Right,
it was great. I know
well done.
The app got stuck a couple of times during the day and whatever, but these things happen.
But it's only going to get better.
That's it.
Which is good. So let's have a look at matches for the weekend. So let's start with Lizzie South, mate. Hey?
Should we?
Yeah.
Maybe we just don't talk about that.
Don't talk about that one? It was a big score, to be fair, huh?
Yeah, it was a big score. We always knew it was going to be a big ask to stepping up to Premier Grade. South's always a physical side, particularly at home. So they're gonna come out firing and excited about the new season, new coach, a bunch of new boys around the club. So it was always going to be tough. Again, Lizzie not known particularly well for being strong early season. We tend to develop really well as we go through the season. I mean, you remember, I think we played Port round 1 last year.
We did it in there.
Us a bit of a.
That's right, yeah. And then I think you guys won the last 2 games in the back end of the season in the minor rounds, right? So
it's about a process, and we know. I mean, as I say, we knew it was going to be a big step up, but South came out firing, and it was a good day. Having said that, though, the idea behind the draw this year is not just around the first grade. And there were some great results both ways, all the way through the junior grades as well. So really exciting to see the Elizabeth juniors, the 12s, 14s and 16s putting on a bit of a show there.
Yeah, so the 16s are a new format for Elizabeth under 16s, joining in with Woodville under 16s in a co-joined team to make sure that those players in that age in the clubs.
Yeah, both clubs not having enough to put out a side, but didn't want to lose those players to rugby. So coming together and putting a side together, which is really, really exciting to see.
Yeah, which is good. Now, did they get the results on the weekend? They did, that combined team, didn't
they? They did. South 16s have had a bit of a struggle.
And to be fair, South 16s have a number of Port Adelaide 16s players with them as well.
They did have a few.
So those 2 co-joined teams getting a knock early.
Good fun. Good fun.
Yeah, good. And then we, if we travel up to the sort of the north western side, we had Port and Woodville. So didn't play the reserve grade game in that match. So Woodville didn't have the numbers for their reserve grade.
Oh right,
so unfortunately they had a forfeit there.
So just the trophy game then, huh?
Just the trophy game.
Excellent.
And the under 6-7.
So. I will ask again, mate. What was the name of that? I mean, I remember you said last week that you'd just double check it.
I did, and I double checked it on Saturday night as it was awarded. Back to Port Adelaide. So we retained it.
Port held on to it.
Only just though, I must say. I mean, I was in the last 20 or 30 minutes of that match, and at the 80-minute mark, Woodville were up by 1 point.
Oh right.
Yeah, so it was after the 80 that Terry Cowie bulldozed over, mate.
Not even gonna try that, mate.
Charged over the line and got those last points there,
right, okay.
So it was well fought all day between
Terry's tough, man, to stop anywhere from 10 to anywhere from 30 out, to be honest. He's a big strong man. So
really good. But club was full afterwards as well, so that was just testament to those local derbies while they're hotly contested on the pitch. Really good afterwards as well in the club rooms and stuff like that. Awesome. Which is fantastic. Onkers and Old Collegians. So Old Collegians were down at Onkers all day.
That was down south.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I know those two clubs get on really well. They had it was the same two clubs that played in the 50th anniversary for Onkers last year.
Oh right, yes.
So building on those the relationships there as well. I don't think Onkaparinga came away with many of the wins on the day in their grades. I think in fact played some of their matches shorter player. A couple of cards to come out of some of those matches there.
That's
not
disappointing.
Not the only clubs. I'm yet to do an assessment between what our yellow cards were from last year after round one and what we are this year, and that would give us some indication and guidance. We'll be able to feed that back through the coaches as to what's being seen by our referees and where do we need to focus on that discipline, right? Because the less cards that we have, then the more rugby we can play.
Absolutely. And about understanding how to guide our players and our coaches too. I mean, sideline behaviour obviously affects what happens on the pitch.
Yeah.
So how we guide our players, how we guide our coaches to make sure that we're all on the same page with our referees and with our law book.
Yeah, for sure. And then of course we had Adelaide University in Barossa, which was the last sort of two clubs who were playing this weekend. Some good matches there. I think the women's, in fact, the women's for Elizabeth as well, weren't able to get a competing match for it.
Struggling for the numbers
there. Barossa women forfeited that one. But that could be very tail end of school holidays and a few families still away. And
guys took if you took, what was it? You took 3 days off, you got 10 days leave. So
correct, yeah.
I think a lot of guys got on top of that one.
That's right, yeah. But look, if you're part of those teams, go and grab a friend or somebody else that and bring them down to the club. Show them what a fantastic atmosphere that all
absolutely.
Of our club
or if you're anywhere, if you're at another club, or if you got friends that live near those areas, hit them up. Share it up. Rugby's a great sport to get involved with, and get them out and play.
Absolutely, yeah, and equally, we were talking about the Woodville Elizabeth under-16s being the first time for those clubs in that combined environment, and Adelaide University, in fact, had their first under-16s play this weekend.
Excellent.
Yeah, which is really good. So starting to see that flow of juniors pushing up into the higher ranks of the junior grades there, and they had their game against last year's premiers in under-16s against Barossa.
Right, that would have been baptism of fire.
Yeah, it sure was, but in a scoreline of around about 15 to 30 or 32, I think.
Good showing then.
Adelaide didn't quite get up, but yeah, look, it's good. Good litmus test for the year for them, and to get into that game.
Good promise then by them if that's it. I mean,
yeah, I think so. So look, another thing, I guess, and moving away from the matches and things like that per se and the results. One of the things that we've implemented this year at Rugby SA is what we've termed an integrity committee.
All right.
So this committee meets on a Monday afternoon, and we go through and we review not only the cards and where we're at on cards, but also if there's been any sightings received, if there's been any complaints received, and we're able to track that through that committee. Not only seeking advice from them, but also making sure that nothing falls through the cracks or falls off the burner, right?
Yeah.
One of the items that came up through that, which is an informal discussion that had come from two of the junior teams actually, where there was allegations on the pitch that there were some homophobic slurs during the game of rugby. Now the referee wasn't aware and didn't hear any of those things on the pitch. The coach had informed the referee afterwards, and they discussed it there. And I know that the two clubs that are involved here, really adamant that they're making clear strides into re-educating their players as to what's appropriate and what's not. But what's interesting is, I have some information. I think you got some information from a referee's perspective as well.
Correct.
In your role as your ref education and things like that on this topic. So some of the information that I'd received through that integrity committee was that last year there was a case in New South Wales country where a senior player, I think from one of the lower grades, but a senior grade player was cited for this type of behaviour in homophobic slurs. And received a sanction of 18 months. So isn't participating anywhere within that playing enclosure, whether it's coaching or trainers or running water or anything like that for a period of 18 months. So
it's important to understand how seriously we take inclusion as part of our game.
Yeah,
it's we don't just say it, we live it.
Yeah,
and it's as you say. there's a lot of sanctions against hate speech, essentially, you know, at the end of the day. And from a referee perspective, as you said, I had a chat with a couple of people from Rugby Australia last night, and if a referee hears anything that is homophobic or racist or whatever on the field, that is a red card offence, and that obviously then will go to judiciary, and through there the process will happen. Just something we really don't need in our game. We want to stamp out. We don't want to get to a stage where we're having to ban people for saying stupid things or hateful things.
Oh, absolutely, right.
We'd rather get around the education and talk about positive way to grow playing the rugby together and getting as many people as we can playing the game. We don't have forfeits, we don't have all this other mess going on. But the more players we can get on the field, the more fun we can all have, and the more we can all enjoy it. So,
and you know, absolutely, I think it's important to educate on some of the potential outcomes from this, but equally important to educate on, well, let's not get to the big stick approach. Let's be doing the right thing before that needs to come up, right? So look, I think those clubs involved have taken a very mature approach to how they're going to manage through that, and I'm sure their players are going to come out better for it, and will be able to set an example for all others, you know. But that really starts, you know, a club needs to rely on all of their peers, you know, whether it's their seniors or their juniors and things, like setting that standard, whether it's the coaches or admin or president or whoever, setting those standards, you know, for each other. That, you know, that's the sort of stuff that we don't accept.
Absolutely, not acceptable. Top down is set an example and hopefully follows through.
And look, and another item that was discussed, and you know, these sorts of things start panning out, and you know, for, you know, round one, and you know, there's some new volunteers involved and all of these sorts of things, right? But you know, a piece that we talked about last time was sideline behaviour. We didn't receive any formal complaints around sideline behaviour in terms of abusive language towards, you know, on-field participants, whether that's the referee or other people. Anything like that, which is great for round one. Now, whether that's because we didn't receive any complaints because nobody made any, or we didn't receive any complaints because nobody did anything wrong.
Hopefully it's because nothing
Hopefully
happened.
It's correct, you know, absolutely. But
if somebody did say something stupid, somebody said, "Hey, pull your head in," and it's all right.
Correct, and it's done, you're right. But one of the things that was identified was very clearly we've got the playing perimeter, you know, at each pitch, which is either, you know, roped off, or there's a physical barrier like at Onkers and at South. There's a fence there and things like that. Now that doesn't always go around the perimeter, but everybody understands there's that exclusion zone of at least 5 meters, wherever practicable, from the sideline to that fence, right? Where there's, unless you're participating in the match. So you're a player or a reserve or a match official or a coach or a water runner, then you don't need to be inside that playing enclosure.
Cool.
So not necessary for spectators to be in there. It's not necessary for B grade who aren't reserving for A grade to be sitting in the reserve box,
sitting there having a beer, having a chat with the guys. It's just
throwing some banter onto the field and all that sort of stuff. You can do all that sort of stuff. Happy with that, but do it behind the rope.
That's it. Right? Yeah. Keep it space, keep it safe, keep it a clear environment that everybody who's responsible and needs to be there can be there, and isn't distracted from their jobs and the environment that they're in.
Absolutely, yeah. And again, I mean, equally that can be peer, you know, that's peer reviewed stuff, right? Just get behind the rope.
Yeah.
Easy stuff. But look, I mean, those are two little things. I don't want to harp on any of the bad stuff. Fantastic weekend of rugby, you know. Weather held off for us.
It's a beautiful day, wasn't it?
High quality stuff.
So good. I think I saw a few people actually got sunburnt on the weekend. So,
yeah. And that Anzac round, went really well. You know, we had the ceremonies there, and we had some very important dignitaries that were there, not only from a government perspective, but former and current serving dignitaries. So once again, you know, on behalf of the union, you know, we wanted to give our thanks to those that have sacrificed a lot to serve for our country, to give us the opportunities that we have, and also I guess those that have paid the ultimate sacrifice in that too. But thank you for that, and I think
Absolutely.
that was recognised through that Anzac match, which was live streamed. For those that got to see it,
that's exciting. So we're back on Saturdays.
Dave Webb again, you know, the voice of South Australian rugby.
That'd be good,
which is really good. So fantastic to see that. And for anyone out there who's either seen the highlights package or watch that match in its entirety, we'd really welcome your comments and feedback as to what you thought were key moments, and really highlight portions of that match. And
absolutely highlights, exciting bits of moments. Let's get some chat and some banter going online about bits and pieces that are going on in our community. Yeah,
and then this weekend coming up, live stream is heading to Tregenza for Old Collegians, and it will be, let me have a look here, Brighton back on the live stream. Back to back.
Two in a row.
Yeah.
That'll be good.
Now, Brighton took the win in that.
Tremaine might need a haircut to keep himself looking.
I know. He's got to be pointing at those corner cameras.
But that's the points at the camera when he scores. Damn it. But almost enough to make you wish he didn't score.
Yeah.
Anyway, it'll be all right.
But Brighton picked up the win in round one, which I think they were also in the Anzac match in 2018.
Correct.
And didn't pick up the win in
the
that
last
one. So
2 years, weren't they? 17 and 18?
Yeah, possibly, yeah.
Weren't they 17 and 18? I can't remember.
But look, picked up the win this year out of that Anzac, so they've had a good start to the season. So, but Old Collegians, when they were down at Onkaparinga this weekend, they just seem to have some really good pace and strength in their back line.
Old Cols have got a really good mix at the moment of that sort of the older boys. I didn't see the game, I saw some photographs. So there's the older boys who've been around for a bit, the Timmy Dawes, the Jack Campions. I know that Gary Mann was away this weekend, didn't play. So those boys are around, but they've got a bunch of youngsters coming through who are, they got some pace and some talent there too. So it's a really good mix at Old Coles at the moment. So they'd be very, very excited about the season coming up. It's gonna be a cracker on the weekend, I think.
And that'll be one to put in the diary. 3:20 kickoff down at Old Collegians there. So put that in there if you're not there watching it in person, and jump on the live stream.
Jump on the live stream, or watch the live stream after your game if you're not around.
That's right.
Not able to.
Yep.
Or if the club's got it up, throw it on the TV after the game and have a catch up, see what happened.
That's right.
Should be really good to watch.
They
get both teams got some great pace in the back line. Should be a good tussle up in the forwards too. So.
And there's some more good rugby over on the east side. Burnside are hosting Onkaparinga as well this coming weekend.
That'll be good.
So Onka's on the road. Burnside, having their first home game for the season coming up. So, there'll be some good quality rugby right the way through the day there. So it'll be from their juniors right the way up through the senior women's and men's as well. Down at Burnside, we will also have Southern Suburbs still at home. Hosting Woodville this time.
Okay.
So they had some good battles, I know, last year. Again, right through their grades. So that'll be the South Woodies matches down there. Lizzie's got their first home game this weekend.
Lizzie at home, we got Barossa coming down the hill. So that'll be nice.
Yeah, it's a good local derby, that one will be as well.
Be a lot of fun. Kids all morning, and then we get on at the afternoon. It's going to be
You'll have your women there as well, both women's teams
too. Both women's teams. So hopefully all the women are here this weekend and are all away.
Yes,
and
correct.
We can actually get a game going, so that'll be good. Always a headache, isn't it? At certain times of the year when there's leave, or people, you got shift workers and all that kind of stuff. A lot of people just not able to make it, but hopefully this weekend everybody's around and we can really have a good push and click that. Maybe we can trouble the scorers this weekend.
Maybe, hey?
We will. We'll be alright.
And then Port Adelaide is then hosting Adelaide University over at Riverside Oval there.
There we go.
So that'll be a good match too. There were some good tussles between Port and Uni last year, both in reserve grade and A grade. So
a few very exciting games there last year. So that'll be a good one to see. Uni racking up the win last week.
Yes.
Against Barossa. So both coming off a first round win. Should be feeling good going into that one. So
that's right.
That'll be really exciting actually.
And then really kind of after round 2-3 we start settling into the season. We've got the June long weekend bye, which is after the first 6 rounds. But coming up before that, we've got some pathways. Starting to happen, right?
State reps starting to kick in.
Now the competition started. We've got
starting to get busy. So we'll appoint those coaches and managers finally. this week after.
Oh, great. Okay.
Yeah, so I would, took expressions of interest early in the year, and was hoping to get it out a bit earlier. Unfortunately, had some issues around, some coaches could or couldn't, or having to move people around to get best fit and that kind of thing.
Sure.
A couple of people, after putting their hand up, unavailable to do it as well, so having to make some changes before we make an official announcement. But that's exciting, so we'll have meetings with them in the next week or so, and then trials will come out after that. So
great.
really exciting. The 14s, 16s and 18s all going to Canberra.
Yep.
In July, so that'll be a lot of fun. Chilly, I think, in Canberra in July.
Probably, yeah.
That's all right.
But hey, rugby's a winter sport,
I don't know.
Not that winter.
That's cold, mate. Negative
yeah,
temperatures are not. I don't know. People should just stay inside with a red wine and a fireplace or something when it gets that cold. No, it'll be good fun. It'll be really good fun. So over to Canberra, there's 4 teams in each of those age brackets.
Oh, good. Okay.
So that's exciting, with Tasmania coming over, Northern Territory, Southern Inland Rugby Union.
Yes. Yeah.
And Monaro as well. So 5 different, I suppose, unions or sub-unions involved in that, and then 4 teams in each age grade, which is really exciting for us to be able to be involved in a really competitive setup.
And do we have some of our alliances from the Rebels that are coming to have a look at some of those matches as well in Canberra?
So on both sides really, players and referees. So the planners take a few referees over as well, give them an opportunity to be involved with Shane Barr and Jamie McGregor, and they can learn from the referees who are there, maybe do some assistant refereeing on the sideline and stuff like that, and really get involved in that and learn from the process, which is very cool. And then Nick Henderson, so Hendo's coming over as well with one of the other guys from the academy. Haven't finalised who else that'll be yet, but they'll come over for a few days and come and watch and identify those players who will then test for the academy for next year. Then obviously those academy players, great opportunities for them this season as well to be able to train in the academy. So they do skills and gym work with the academy players, and then they'll travel for trials in Melbourne with the teams over that side. So
awesome.
That's really exciting. So that's 14s, 16s, 18s. Under 12s, we'll have regional competition again.
Yes.
So split that into 3 regions, and away we go. That'll be...
That's 2 weeks after seniors grand final.
Correct.
Or 3 weeks after the junior grand final.
3 weeks after the junior grand final, so a bit of time for them to train together and get to know each other. And,
good.
And then have that head out. That competition will all take place again on one day, so a little round robin. And that'll be on the final day of the NRC Division 2, which again is hosted in Adelaide. 8 teams coming out for that this year.
So we had 4 last year, didn't we?
4 last year.
Doubles.
And this year 8 sides. So in fact, I think we're going to have to limit it to 8 sides. There's a couple of others who are interested. So we've got Northern Territory, obviously South Australia, we're hosting. Tasmania, coming across. Vic Country.
And that was the 4 teams from...
Those are the 4 teams from 2018. Then this year, Queensland Country, New South Wales Country. Side from Perth. So they're putting together, I'm not sure if it's a city or a countryside they're bringing over, but a team that will fall under their NRC team anyway that they're going to bring out. And then the... it's Townsville, isn't it? Brolgers. From up north, who want to come down as well. So that's exciting. Also, the Australian Barbarians. I know Grips was keen to get them to come down and play. That might be
bit a stretch on that.
I think if I'd had to play against them last year, I'd still be sitting here. But and that's not because I'd be picked up by them. I don't think I'd be sitting here. I think I'd be in pieces. So I'm not sure if that's the best idea. But I mean, it's gonna be hell of a competition over the. I think we're gonna play Thursday night, Friday night, Sunday night. Or afternoon into the evening, should we say, not night. with 4 games a day, that's going to be a lot of rugby. And then obviously on the Sunday, the 3 junior games spread in between those.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
So what an exciting day, what an exciting weekend of rugby that's going to be.
Yeah.
That's mid-September.
Yep.
So that's
really
end
of
cool.
September.
End of September, correct.
28th it must be, I think, because 14th of September is seniors grand final. So junior grand final 7 September, so it must be
that's
28.
26, 27, 29,
Yeah.
I think it is. Yeah. So that's really exciting from that perspective.
Yeah.
Women's team.
Mm-hmm.
We've changed the setup for that a little bit as well. So they're actually going to tour in December.
Oh right, okay.
Which is really exciting. A little bit out of season.
Yeah.
But the reason for that is we're going to pick that side post season. They can train for a couple of months, and then they will go over and play against the Rebels Super W squad.
Right.
So Super W pick a squad for the first 2 weeks of training.
Yep.
Normally we say to the girls, go over and give it a bash, see how it goes, enjoy yourself, and good luck with that. We want to formalize that a little bit more from a pathway from our perspective.
Great.
So said to the Rebels and Lana out there and said, hey, look, how about you do your first 2 weeks of trials, pick your squad, and we'll bring a team over to play against that squad.
Yeah.
And then from there you can identify players
to
from
come
us
into
that you feel are up to that standard.
Yeah, fantastic.
So that's exciting. Obviously, we've had a few girls already who've played for the Rebels or played for the Force.
Yep.
I know Taj Hill went over there this year.
Tars, actually.
Or the Tars, of course, with Eva.
Yeah.
Really, and then Phoebe Linda Patton was over at the Rebels this year. I think she got injured. I think her and Taj actually both picked up injuries that ended their season, unfortunately. Well, their Super W season anyway.
Yeah.
Hopefully they're back for the regular 15 season, because exciting players.
They are very talented as well. Yeah.
So and it'd be great to be able to take those players with us to strengthen our team and really have a competitive game against the Rebels Super W, and who knows, make an argument for a team of our own at some stage in the future. That would be
very exciting.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
But first things first, and let's have a really competitive home team that we can take out there and give the Rebels a run.
Yeah, fantastic. Yeah. Oh, well, plenty happening. That's just the pathway stuff. There's plenty of other events and things too. We don't
not even talking about sevens. We'll get to later in the year.
Yeah, correct. Because that's November, December time. Sevens are playing.
Bit of discussion around that at the moment, actually.
Yeah, okay.
Around the national competition and how that's going to work and how it's going to fit in. So, Rugby Australia looking for some feedback, and we're possibly not going to be doing the same thing we did last year. We'll know as soon as we know what's happening there. We can send that out so that everybody knows what's going on.
Yeah, great.
So,
all right. Well, we won't give away all the secrets. Let's just settle into 15s. Let's get some pathways and things started up. We'll get the announcements and things out there, and we'll start some trials and training.
Very excited about it.
Actually, the last thing I will just mention as part of this podcast, we've got schools rugby starting up. Term 2 of school started this week. Next week, schools.
First day of school today, was it?
Well, some went back yesterday. Some had student free yesterday.
Oh, right, okay.
Who knows?
Fair enough.
So Schools Rugby Union is actually doing a 1 week of sevens next week.
Oh, right.
And then in week 3 they'll start their 15 season, their regular 15 season. So.
Oh, right. So a nice little opportunity for players to give it a go, or just get out there and have some fun.
Absolutely, yeah. So the little schools comp is up and running for 2019 as well.
Fantastic.
So lots of rugby out there.
That's awesome. More rugby, the better.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think we'll leave it with you for that for today or for this week. As I mentioned, this is recorded on a Tuesday. You'll see our lovely faces on Friday afternoon when this podcast is released.
There we go. Aren't they lucky?
Aren't they lucky? Yeah. So
look at us all weekend.
I know, right?
They can replay even.
They can. You can replay last week's as well.
You can replay. You can do a double header.
Oh,
what do we call it? What do you call it when you sit and watch a whole lot of seasons in a row?
A double feature
in a row.
Oh, you're talking about your binge watching.
Yeah,
it's going to
binge watch.
I don't think anyone's going to binge watch podcasts. Unless you have trouble sleeping, this could be a good opportunity for that, right?
Come on, mate. Come on, mate. They watch us, they get fired up, and then they're not going to be able to sleep.
No, I know, right?
Oh,
all right, well, enjoy yourselves this week. We hope that training's gone well. All the very best to all of our teams out there for round 2, which is coming straight at you very, very soon.
That's it. Good luck for the weekend. Have a great time, everyone.
Thanks.